Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography Podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. What if I told you the only thing standing between you and your next big opportunity is your voice? This isn't just another program. Empower Your Message is your ticket to becoming the podcast guest everyone wants. You'll learn how to craft a pitch that gets a hell yes, show up with unshakable confidence, and drop truth bombs that leave hosts and audiences wanting more. No more playing small. No more waiting for permission. It's your time to be heard. Loud, clear, and unforgettable. Visit the link in the show notes to sign up, and let's make your voice impossible to ignore. The mic is waiting. Are you ready? Hello there, Brad Walsh here, your host of the Empowerography Podcast, a platform that was created to help elevate and amplify the voices of women through sharing their stories. Today, my guest is Allie Theiss. She is a menopause care provider, an integrative functional nutritionist, an integrative wellness coach, dedicated to helping menopausal women reconnect with themselves and their partners, and also the creator of the Thrive Framework. Welcome, Allie. How you doing today?
Thank you for having me, Brad. I'm doing wonderful.
Excellent. It is an honor and a pleasure to have you here. I'm so excited to jump in. I know that the audience will definitely benefit greatly from our conversation today, so I'm excited to jump in. So with that being said, let us do just that.
All right.
What was the catalyst moment or experience that ignited your passion to step into the space of menopause care and integrative wellness when you knew this was the work and when you knew this was the work you were meant to do?
Good question. Me. It was me and my own menopausal journey. I've gone through this and now postmenopausal. I've gone through it without hormones. I've gone through it without the help of any medical providers because I was dismissed, ignored. At the time when I started perimenopause, I was driving a school bus. And everything that I was going through, you're a school bus driver. Of course you're stressed. Of course you don't sleep. Of course you have mood swings. You got a bunch of kids. And I didn't know any better, quite frankly, because the conversation about perimenopause, about the menopause journey, it did not float from my mother to me. So when I got there, I didn't know what to do. And then when I realized through my own research what was going on, man, was I ticked off. I'm like, other women cannot go through what I just went through. Not a chance. So that's how I stepped into it.
So were you being dismissed from your doctors as well?
Yes. Every last one. My primary doctor and my OBGYN. My primary was male. My OBGYN was female. And both of them just, yeah.
I'm surprised about the OBGYN, though. I'm really surprised about that.
So was I, because it was that wonderful time of year where I had to go in and get my annual with her. And for all women know, this is not a comfortable experience. I almost shot through the wall behind me because of, and let's just say it, vaginal dryness. It snuck up on me. I didn't understand that this was a symptom of menopause. And when it happened, I'm like, whoa, this is not me and my vagina. We don't go like this. She's usually pretty happy, but right now she's really angry. And my doctor's, the stress of the school bus. And it is true that our brain is our largest sex organ and everything goes through there, including vaginal lubrication. Yeah. But I thought, okay, she's an MD.
Yeah,
she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
Man, when I found out, again, man, was I angry. It's my vagina.
So often menopause is talked about in hushed tones or is dismissed, as you just explained, or it's seen as, that's just part of aging. What did you witness in your own life or the lives of others that made you say, enough, this deserves a voice and a framework?
Myself, some of my fellow female bus drivers, my friends were all Gen X. Everyone was silently going through this. Okay. Nobody was speaking up. I wasn't even speaking up. So I'm like, who am I going to talk to? Who am I going to talk to about this stuff? It was just, when I brought it up to my girlfriends, eventually they're all like, me too, me too. And I'm like, why didn't we talk about this? You want brought up, we talk about it. So that's when I said, this is enough. I'm
Yeah.
I am jumping in and I am going to tell everybody I can about menopause and the symptoms.
So once you did that with your friends, your circle of friends, did the conversation start opening up and flowing freely? Like not in just that one instance where you brought it up,
Yes.
but continued.
Yes, yes. And in fact, we would text each other. Hey, how many hot flashes did you have today? And were you able to sleep last night? And how are your mood swings? How's the rage coming? Because that's something people don't talk about is the amount of rage that surges through menopausal women. And it's like that. You're calm and then boom, there goes the rage. So we would text each other to see how we're all coping with our symptoms.
And how is everyone's husband or partner coping?
Let's see. Two of them got divorced,
Wow.
and the one who is still married, no, three got divorced. One is still married, and the one who's still married doesn't have a fantastic relationship with her husband because he refuses to acknowledge menopause.
What?
I
How do you
know
refuse to acknowledge? I don't understand that.
it. When women go through menopause, we have all these different symptoms, right? Two that happen to every female, I don't care who you are, is loss of libido and vaginal dryness. Happens to everybody. And when women hit that, okay, and their partner wants to have intimacy, they're not in the mood. And the partner's like, husbands, what do you mean you're not in the mood? You were a very sexual being before. What happened? And I don't ever think about it, will be the reply. So I don't care whether I get it or not. And to husbands and partners, their response a lot of the time was, this is an excuse. Oh, this is an excuse for you not to have sex. That's what it is. And they would think that menopause is something that's in their wife's heads, that it wasn't a real thing, that we're making it all up.
Fuck?
Exactly. That is exactly what I said. And it's amazing how many women I talk to on a weekly basis. I talk to women 5 days a week. How many women and their husbands? I'm like, please, for the love of God, let me talk to them. Bring them on an appointment. Would love to sit down and have a chat.
Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that in those particular relationships that you're talking about where they ended, I'm going to say there's more than just that. Other problems were existing before menopause, because there's no way a relationship is going to end because menopause and you're not going to get sex for a little. Like my wife's going through menopause, perimenopause right now.
Yeah.
And I feel for her. I empathize so much. And any woman that's going through, because I say to her quite often, I can't believe the shit that you women have to deal with and go through. This is horrible. You get stuck with having your periods when you're anywhere from the age 10 to whenever it starts, 10, usually 10 to 13, 14 years old.
Yep.
And then that's for right up until you hit perimenopause. Then it becomes irregular as shit. And then all the other things that come along, the hot flashes and all of this other shit that all of this shit that you women have to deal. Then it's into menopause. It's holy fuck. Like it's crazy.
It is crazy. And it's lifelong. You go through peri. You have your one day of menopause. Technically, there's only 1 day of menopause. Okay. That's 365 days that you didn't have a period. And then you're immediately postmenopausal. And during postmenopause, you still get symptoms. It's not like your libido.
The hot flashes do the hot flashes stop?
No.
Really?
They may calm down a bit. But you can still get hot flashes a good 10 to 12 years after you've gone through that 1 day of menopause. It's insane. That's why I'm convinced that God has to be male, because we females would not have designed this.
No, definitely not. That's horrible. I empathize so much.
Thank you.
With all of that, and then all the other shit that women have to deal with and put up with, it's fucking insane. I can't believe it.
It is.
I really feel for women. I truly do. I think it's horrible. Then the whole pregnancy thing, if you have a shitty pregnancy and my God, man, this is why I think you women are incredible beings, because of all the shit you go through. You're resilient as fuck. And you all the shit you go through, and you're still here being the nurturers and all of the other things. You are marvels of humanity, truly. I truly believe that. Like, it's incredible.
And we need more men like you to think that. So thank you so much.
My pleasure. I'm just speaking the truth. It's unbelievable. Anyway, we'll throw this in sporadically throughout the conversations.
Okay.
So, how does menopause challenge a woman's sense of identity, and how can it also at the same time redefine it?
It's like you're going about your life, everything's good. You go to sleep one night, you wake up, and all of a sudden you're groggy, your energy is zapped, brain fog is taken over. You can't remember a simple thing you do at work. And it really, women look in the mirror and say, who is this? Who is this person that is doesn't just jump out of bed now? It rolls out, it crawls to the coffee pot. This isn't me. Who is this person who has taken over my body? And say when they look in the mirror, because we don't recognize ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think menopause is still such a taboo topic? Here we are in 2025, and you still don't hear. I think that you're hearing a little bit more about it, but you still don't hear a lot about it. And who benefits from women staying silent about it?
I think we're hearing a bit more of it because Gen X, us and
Right.
our big mouths, finally hit perimenopause, and we're like, oh hell no. We want answers. We really do. My mom was a boomer. They never talked about this. Never. I remember a time when she had hot flashes and mood swings. So that's what I assumed menopause was. Okay,
Yeah.
hot flashes and mood swings. And my grandmother, the silent generation, heaven forbid, if anything like that was ever mentioned. Us Gen Xers were brought up not to talk about this stuff. Okay, not to talk about it at all. And the group as a whole, we got pissed off. We got pissed off, which is why you're going to find a lot more books, a lot more groups on Facebook and whatnot that are helping women now. Who who benefits when women are kept small and not talking about menopause? Anybody who benefits from women doubting themselves. Okay. This could be the diet culture. It could be the pharmaceutical companies, right? Workplaces that refuse to adapt to what's happening with us. I am amazed on how many women in this one group I belong to keep they're getting fired left and right because of their menopausal symptoms. And their employers, who are usually male, don't believe them.
I can't wrap my head around this. But how can you not believe it when you live with a woman who is going through? How can you not believe it?
Exactly.
It's insane to me.
They tell it it's in her head. How many times have I talked to somebody and said, I thought it was in my head because that's what everyone's saying. It's in my head. I'm going crazy. A lot of doctors, instead of taking the bull by the horns and helping these women, are giving them anxiety meds, which is exactly what happened to me. That's exactly what happened with my male doctor. He handed me anxiety meds to help me deal with the school bus, which granted, I probably could have used them. I'm not going to lie, being a school bus driver, after being a single mom, second hardest job. But he didn't address the problem. He addressed the symptom.
Fuck. That's mind-boggling to me. I can't wrap my head around the men that live with these women that are going through it that don't believe it. How can you? I don't understand. Your wife, your partner, whatever, is struggling. She's going. I see it with my wife. I see when she's having she also talks about it with me very openly, which I appreciate. And that's what needs to happen. You need to be able to talk to your partner about things like that when you're not feeling well, when you are feeling shitty because of this thing. And to turn around and tell her that's all in your head. Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah. It pisses me off to no end. Of course, I don't show my clients how angry I'm getting at the person they have to deal with.
Yeah.
But it just amazed me because it happens day after day. I meet somebody in menopausal for the first time, and the struggle she's going through, not only with her husband or partner, but with her work, it's mind-boggling.
It really is. I can't believe that.
It's so fucking stupid. It's stupid. It's narrow-minded. And when women speak up, which we're now starting to do about menopause, anything from research to how policy is formed, it has to shift. If enough people speak up, things have to shift.
Yeah. And this is exactly why I was really excited to do this interview, because it's important. It will resonate with a lot of my audience. And I think it is a very important thing that needs to be discussed. And the more we discuss things like this, the more openness it creates about the topic. And it also helps further more conversation around it, which is important. We need to talk about these. If we don't talk about them, nothing changes.
Exactly. Oh, that's why I was so happy. I was so happy when I got invited to be on your podcast. I'm like, yes, I get to talk about menopause with a guy.
I'm in a house full of women, so I'm used to talking about all of these things,
Yeah.
period, all of that stuff.
All the
I'm
stuff.
used to talking about all of it. So what is one truth about menopause you discovered that surprised even you?
How many symptoms? Okay. Again, when I was going into menopause, I thought maybe hot flashes and mood swings. There are over 60 different symptoms
Jesus.
that a woman can get during her menopausal journey. And her menopausal journey starts in perimenopause all the way up until the end of life. That is a menopausal journey. And it could be something as random as a metallic taste in your mouth.
Wow.
Or maybe you start having teeth problems. For me, one of the overly random things was I in bed at night. I had a fan, but I couldn't put the cold air, no matter what time of year it was, on my shins, or my shins would cramp up.
Wow.
Because I've done that my entire life. I've always had fans around me. And when my shins started cramping, I'm like, what the heck is this? Not only do we have all those symptoms, but now there's many products that are coming out, and hormones, and then many products that are coming up to help women with these different symptoms. But not every product or service have a positive effect on every female going through her menopausal journey. Because we're all so different.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's important that when a woman is going through her menopausal journey, that she talks with someone that can personalize her journey for her. And how can she change things in her life? Because what might work for maybe your wife wouldn't work for her best friend.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I think that's great. The work you're doing is so important. And again, it's like you said, every single person, and not everyone wants to take medication.
No.
Or hormones or any. Some people want to go a natural route.
I haven't taken any hormones. None. I've gone through this all hormone free. God help my son sometimes. But which is funny. Speaking of my son, when I started perimenopause is when he hit puberty. You want to talk about
a household full of like ready to explode with emotions.
Yes. Thank God him and we have such a good relationship, but it was volatile for a while.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. So menopause is often framed as a loss of youth, vitality, sexuality, as you mentioned. How do you reframe that narrative for the women that you work with?
I try to let women know that their body is not betraying them. They're evolving. Just like when we were kids, we went from happy-go-lucky kids. In the first period, we evolved into womanhood. They're caregiving. We're in the caregiving phase in our teens, all the way up until you hit peri, and then your body is evolving again. It's evolving, quite frankly, I think, so we take better care of us. It's time to put us to the forefront instead of caring for everybody else, putting us last. So I try to frame it as a transformation and something that's evolving. It's not something to punish you. And yes, can it be difficult at times and you want to smash your head into a wall? Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
Or your husbands or your partners.
Or your husbands or your partners. Exactly. And you know what's funny? Animals are so in tune to their parents that when I started perimenopause and my animals could feel my hormones as I walked through the door, the cats went, whoosh, they went their own ways, and the dogs said, hey, what's up? And then went their own ways. They're like, we want nothing to do with that woman right now, but we love her. Just nothing right now.
Our pup just went through her first cycle as my wife's going through perimenopause. So there you go. Cycle. And that's the other thing too. Cycles of women in the same house, they get in sync with each other as well sometimes.
They do very much so.
Bizarre. That is so fucking bizarre. Like it blows my mind.
Yeah. Growing up, my circle of friends, again, the same ladies I still talk to, our periods would sync. we'd all go through it about the same time.
How fucking crazy is that?
I think they go in solidarity so we can protect one another. It's like we put these wall around all of us so that everybody else is away.
The
So
circle
we're
of
done.
trust.
The circle of trust. That's right.
I love it. In your view, and I'm trying to keep the topic light too, because it is a very heavy topic for women. So I want to bring some humor into it and have some laughs about it, because again, it's about talking about the subject, getting it out there and keeping it light as well. So in your view, what would you say is one of the most dangerous myths that society still clings to about menopause, and how is it holding women back from fully thriving?
I think that with the myth that when we hit perimenopause and beyond, that we're done with desire. We're done with intimacy. We're done with vitality, with energy, with wanting being this dynamic force that we really are. And when the myth is employed, women become apologetic. They still are people pleasers. And I don't want to really say that because I don't want to make anybody angry type stuff. And it's all bullshit. That whole myth. We are very sexual beings all the way through our menopausal journey. Women have to rediscover themselves, and their men have to rediscover them as well, because what worked with us intimate wise during our 20s, 30s, and 40s, when we hit peri, it doesn't necessarily work with us anymore. So people automatically think, oh, that's not going to work. She must not be into anything. That's false. It's just that something else turns us on more than what had in the past.
Okay. I got to ask, what is the youngest you've ever seen anyone start peri?
25.
Holy shit.
And I just met them the other day. 25. There was an underlying cause behind it. She didn't have a hysterectomy. And I apologize, but I can't remember.
A partial, maybe? Did she
no,
have a partial?
No, there was something wrong with her ovaries.
Okay.
And they weren't producing at all. And she had tests after tests done, and all of her doctors said she was postmenopausal at 25, which blew my mind and caused a heck of an argument in the group I'm in. So what do you mean? You're 25, you can't be postmenopausal. And they're saying, this is going on with you. It's okay. You're not allowing her to be hurt.
Yeah.
He doesn't want you to come after her. Okay, this is what's happening.
She's looking for solidarity. She's looking for support.
And just because she's 25 and she's not 55 doesn't mean that we treat her any less. She's having a real experience. Her doctors have told her she's postmenopausal. So that's what we go with.
Yeah.
25. I thought, holy crap.
That's crazy. So when someone is that young, or even in their 30s, say, is there some underlying health issue that's causing it to start that early? What would you say is the typical age that a woman would start peri?
Typical age would be late.
If you can even say that.
It's usually late 40s, early 50s. Okay. Unless her family has a generational tradition of going in early. My family always went in their mid 40s, and I followed suit. Okay. But if it's in their 30s, they've usually had a hysterectomy.
Okay.
And were medically induced menopause. A lot of doctors do these women such a disservice because they don't tell them, hey, we're going to take everything out, and guess what? You're going to hit menopause. Oh my God, what's happening? What's happening to me?
Yeah.
And a lot of it is that she used to be such a sexual being, and now all of a sudden she doesn't feel like it.
I'm sure there's got to be women out there who are going through peri, because I know my wife has said, just take everything the fuck out. I want to be done with this shit. Like, I'm done. And the doctors typically won't do that if it's just because you want to get it done. There has to be another reason for it, for a surgery that, what's the word I'm looking for? Not severe, but for a more serious, for lack of a better term, surgery. They won't just do it just because I want to stop this perimenopause bullshit and be done with it.
The thing is, if you do get a hysterectomy and you're trying to stop perimenopause or menopause, that's not going to work. You don't stop it. You make it go along a lot. How do I want to say it? The symptoms come on like a rage fest. It's just, they all consume you at once with a hysterectomy. I know my mother got a hysterectomy in her 50s after my grandmother passed away because ovarian cancer runs in our family. And when grandma died because of ovarian cancer, my mom said, "Oh, F this. I'm
Yeah.
getting it's going now." And luckily she had a good enough relationship with her OBGYN that it's probably a good idea if we do
Yeah.
this. So some people do it to be preventative for not getting ovarian cancer.
Right.
It runs in their family, but then it throws them right into menopause. So
I still 25 years old. Holy shit. That's
yeah,
crazy. That
I,
poor
I,
girl.
I felt so sorry for her. I did, because it is evolving. It is transformation, but there's a lot of life that she didn't get to live without having to go through this drastic change all of a sudden.
Years. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
years, decades.
Yeah. So you bridge science, nutrition, and integrative wellness, but also the deeper human aspects like connection and intimacy, as we've
Mhm.
talked about. How do you see these worlds merging in the journey of menopause?
Science really can give us the what. Okay, it gives us the how the hormones shift, why they shift, why symptoms flare, the different symptoms we get, and intimacy is the so what. Okay, so these hormones happen. So what happens? Hot flashes happen. And we take those hot flashes and we incorporate it into our intimate nature, intimate with ourselves, intimate with our partners. Because who wants to have sex when you're having a hot flash, right?
Yeah, of course.
So it dials down the intimacy with yourself and with somebody else, unless that you both know and understand what's going on and you work around it. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, so science gives us the what, the biology
Yeah.
of what is happening. And then the intimate nature of us and us with our partner and during sex or other forms of intimacy, that gives us the so what. So
Yeah.
what happens
Yeah.
with the hormones disappearing? And so women need to see it as biology and an intimate
Yeah.
nature with
Yeah.
themselves and with their partners.
I can't express enough my empathy because I've heard my wife say, I feel like I'm burning from the inside out. And I
Yes.
can't even fathom what that must feel like and how long she has to deal with it when those flashes come and how long they last. And fuck,
It's horrible. And not only is that horrible and something you have to deal with, and hopefully no one gets offended about what I'm about to say,
Mm,
but during intercourse, if your partner is male, you have a
mhm,
husband, it feels like their penis is surrounded by knives when it
mm.
goes in.
Oh my
And
God.
it is so incredibly painful. And of course, he doesn't want to hurt her at
Right.
all. When you scream out in pain, husband or partner's, oh my God,
What did I do?
what just happened? And
Yeah.
unless she knows that this is a symptom of vaginal atrophy, which is when the tissues get very thin and they rip and they bleed in your vagina. Again, another reason for her to be angry. They're not going to know I'm going to write a book called The Angry Vagina. I'm
I'm sure. There you
oh
go.
my
There's your next book.
goodness.
I have so much empathy. I'm going to say that most men wouldn't be able to deal with it. There's no fucking way. They wouldn't be
That
able
is
to
absolutely
handle it.
correct.
Another reason why you women are so incredible.
Yeah. Heck, some men, they get a cold. They're like, oh, on the couch with the little blankies pulled up, say, oh,
The
can you get
man
the
cold.
tea?
Yes.
Yeah, the man cold. It's something that we take on and we keep doing our stuff all day long, but no, they're on the
Yeah.
couch.
Yeah. I want to continue on this path of
Sure.
discussion around your unique approach to helping menopausal women through nutrition and integrative wellness. What do you see as the biggest disconnect women have with their bodies during menopause, and how do you help them bridge that?
I think they feel betrayed by their own bodies because a lot of them are eating the right foods. They've discontinued eating what they shouldn't. And they're not drinking a whole lot of alcohol. They exercise and they still gain weight. They still have that little punch on our bellies, which
Yeah.
I'm telling you pisses us the hell off with that
Yeah.
punch that we can't get rid of. So I help them shift from fighting their body, from thinking their body is betraying them, into a partnership with themselves and how to nurture and move differently now than what they did in their 30s and
Right.
40s. Everything shifts
Yeah.
once you hit Perry. The same old anything, whether it's food, exercise, makeup, moisturizer, it all shifts. It all changes. It's like we're a whole new person.
So if doctors are, as you experience, are just poo-pooing it and and shoving it up, how the fuck do you deal with that? How do you get help with that through your doctors if that's the way they're going to treat? That will also cause a woman, I would think, to not trust their doctors. So
Yeah.
where do they have to go? Where do they turn to? What do they do?
Luckily, there are places online like the Menopause Society. You can go in there and put in where you live, and they can give you somebody who is trained in menopause. I'm in there. So you could find somebody in your area that knows a thing or two about menopause. The crazy thing is, not all doctors, nurses, nurse practitioners, they don't really know a whole lot about menopause. Menopause just started to get taught in medical school 5 years ago. And it's
Holy
only
shit.
30%, only 30% of the medical schools teach menopause. And it's at a weekend seminar.
I was going to say,
That's
I'm
it.
sure it's a very short bit of information, just like with diet and the foods we eat. It's not talked about very much. It's not a
No,
big part of the curriculum, which it should be.
I agree.
Both of those things should be, both for men and
100%.
women, because men become doctors, and
Yeah.
women, I think, should know a little bit more about it since they have to go through it
Yes.
personally. But men should also, if you're going into the field of medical, being a doctor, you should know about that shit because you're going to have female patients. Like, it's just common sense.
You would think it's common sense. And if women don't know about the Menopause Society, again, there are so many menopausal groups popping up, say on Facebook and on
Right.
school, that
Okay.
somebody in there would point them into a direction to find a new medical care provider.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah.
What would you say then is the most overlooked aspect of integrative wellness that can drastically improve how women feel in midlife?
One of my favorite things in the whole wide world, sleeping. Honest. Sleep. We talk about diet, we talk about exercise all the time when it comes to our health, but we ignore the sleep. Starting in perimenopause, our sleep gets disrupted all the time. We have a difficult time falling asleep. We have a
Mhm.
difficult time staying asleep. And then it just contributes to low energy. It contributes
Mhm.
to brain fog, to mood swings. And I just don't think enough attention is put on sleep, how to get to sleep. Because again,
Mhm.
it changes. We have to change our routine when we go to sleep now in perimenopause so that we
Mhm.
can get a good night's sleep. It improves everything about the next day when
Yeah.
you sleep well.
It's cyclical. You can't get to sleep. You wake up. It's so. Do
It's
you have a tip? Do you have a tip or two that you could provide then for women out there listening that may be struggling with how to get to sleep or dealing with the sleep piece of it?
Yeah, sure. I've incorporated what I call a sleep routine. And for about an hour or so before I know I want to go to sleep, I start getting things done. I let the dogs out. I take some supplements. I take magnesium glycerate. It's the magnesium with the GY. I
Okay.
think I'm mispronouncing it, but it's magnesium with the, and
Mhm.
I take two of those because that helps you fall asleep.
Okay.
Magnesium with the GY helps you fall asleep.
Okay.
And I do little things around the house, turn off the lights, make sure the doors are locked, et cetera, et cetera. I come up, I turn everything off upstairs then. I go in my bedroom. I make sure that I put my phone close enough in case I need it, but far enough away that it's a stretch for me to
Mhm.
reach it. And then I read a book. And
Okay.
I don't read any books that is trying to teach me something because that hooks the brain in. I'm doing stuff to help me relax and to let the stress fall away. And when I can feel my eyes getting heavy, then I go to sleep. It's good if you keep I know you asked for one tip, but how would I help
That's
women
okay.
sleep?
No, that's okay.
A weighted blanket helps to get you nice and snugly in the bed,
Okay.
keeping the bedroom temperature just a little bit cool. And if you have hot flashes, have a fan right next to you, really right next to your face,
Mm.
so that it can blow on you and help you with any hot flashes you might get. And lavender essential oil also helps with hot flashes. And then if you have a essential oil diffuser, you put some in, will also help you relax and fall asleep.
How about things like taking melatonin
Some people take melatonin.
or
The
any
pro-
other natural sleep supplements?
the problem with that is they get too hooked on it.
Okay.
They depend on it to fall asleep. So if you're going to take any type of sleeping pill, including melatonin, do the lowest dose possible.
Okay.
and see if it works, and then work your way up. But if you create a routine to fall asleep, your brain catches on and knows,
Yeah.
oh, okay, she's doing this. This means it's time for sleeping.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing those tips. If a woman listening today could make just one nutritional change that would have the biggest impact on her menopausal journey, what would it be?
Blood sugar.
Okay.
Watch your blood sugar. We cannot eat the sweets we once did. You put a cake in a piece of pie. We are a cookie family, let me tell you. And there are sweets galore, no matter what family function I go to. So I have to be really careful. But blood sugar, pair it with some protein and some fiber so that your blood sugar levels don't spike during the day. You don't want to be nice and high and then crash. Because then in the middle of the day, probably when you're at work, you want to crawl under the desk and fall asleep.
Yeah.
And most places don't let you do that.
No.
To keep your blood sugar on an even keel by providing fiber and protein, you decrease the amount of cravings you're going to have, especially late night cravings, which used to drive me insane. Give me something sugary, 10 o'clock at night. And my body wasn't craving sugar, it was craving protein, which I found out researching. But
Right.
it stops the roller coaster days, okay? It makes them fewer and far between with your blood sugar.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. How do you see the role of functional nutrition and integrative wellness changing the narrative for future generations for women entering menopause, peri?
The biggest thing is I see it shifts from controlling your symptoms to working with your symptoms. So
Mhm.
when you say controlling your symptom, it's like an adversary. It's like you're battling one another for control instead of working with it. What you eat matters so much.
Yeah.
It supports your whole self, your whole
Mhm.
body. So not only your symptoms, but it supports all of you, as opposed to controlling your symptoms is just your symptoms as well.
So the what you eat and the sleep are the two most important things then,
I believe
would you
this.
say?
Yeah.
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 Okay. In your experience, how much of menopause is in the body versus in the mind? And how do you support both?
It's both.
Okay.
The body drives the symptoms, okay, but the mind interprets the symptoms. If you believe a hot flash means you are getting old and you're dried up and there's nothing new for you, guess what? You're going to be dried up and you're not going to have anything new for you, okay? But if a hot flash means, okay, my body's just trying to warm me up a little bit, you take a little bit of humor with it, which at times is extremely difficult. But
Yeah.
that's how you get through some of these things, right? It When you magnify distress, which is what a lot of women go to immediately, it just makes every symptom 100 times worse than it really is.
It magnifies it
Okay?
or amplifies it, right?
Yeah, it magnifies it so much. In our brains, when we're thinking these horrible things, every time a symptom comes on,
Mhm.
your brain thinks, okay, this is something important to her because the body does this and she reacts really bad to this. But there's so much emotion and energy behind that negative reaction that your brain thinks this is how you want to be. You
Mm.
want to react negatively to these hot flashes. And it's a cycle. So you want to make sure that nutrition, psychology, that you're taking care of your mind and body because menopause is both.
I think that goes for anything. Be very mindful of your thoughts and how you react
Yeah.
to situations, no matter if it's menopause or whatever it is in your life. Being mindful of your thoughts, being mindful of what you speak out into the world as well,
Yes, I agree.
for sure.
Yes.
Integrative wellness often means weaving in together the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. How do you help women find balance with all four of those?
Through my Thrive framework,
Okay.
we go through nutrition and hormone balance for the physical, restorative practices for sleeping, vitality work, strengthens the mental, intimacy and identity that supports the emotional part, right?
Mm.
And empowered living. Being empowered taps the spiritual and helps women see menopause as a portal, not a prison.
Okay. So why don't you tell us a bit, you're talking about Thrive, you mentioned Thrive and that came up. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about Thrive, your framework that you
Oh,
created?
Thrive is a 6-month journey,
Mm.
personalized to whomever I'm helping. Because
Right.
as we mentioned earlier, everybody's different.
Yeah.
We make sure you're getting the right nutrition. Okay.
Mhm.
Tailored nutrition is very important. We make sure you're getting your hormone balance is correct, whether it's taking hormone replacement therapy or biohormone replacement therapy, or through eating different things. Different can help with your hormone practice. Restorative practices, sleeping. We definitely work on sleep disturbances, intimacy, and your image of yourself. We work on that identity. It's very important for women to not have the identity as an old, frail gal who is falling apart and is no good to the world anymore. So we really work on that. And then E, it's all about being empowered and having your emotions not control you, right? So there are different exercises and lifestyle shifts I do for each, depending on who I'm working with.
Sorry, what does the V stand for?
Vitality.
Vitality. Okay, perfect. Thank you for sharing that. What role, I know we've mentioned stress, what role does stress play in menopause, and how do you help women build resilience against it?
Stress is like gasoline to a fire, okay? As we mentioned magnification before, it magnifies everything. Your elevated cortisol levels, it makes more and more intense hot flashes. It helps you retain belly fat, and I know you don't want to do that. It messes with your sleep disturbances. It makes your mood a roller coaster. It brings out that rage very easily. It's been difficult to be intimate with yourself and with a partner. Our brain, it is a wonderful organ, but when you're stressed, it tries to protect you. Okay. It's okay. She's going through all of this. We're shutting everything down because we don't want anything to harm her. And in shutting everything down, getting along with other people can be a real challenge because you don't want to deal with anyone. So that's how stress.
What do you want women to understand about the possibility of thriving that goes far beyond symptom management?
We look at hormones are the root of everything, but we look at other root causes because women are more than just our hormones. Okay. It's why are you craving sugar at 10 p.m.? Why are you up in the middle of the night getting a snack? Why is your sleep so poor? Why do you wake up at 4 a.m. when your alarm's going to go off at 6 and you sit and you start doom scrolling? There are root causes to all of this. And we try to address this through nutrition and through mental, emotional work that we do. Yeah.
I know for my wife, the hot flashes prevent her from falling asleep. They wake her up during her sleep. Do you have any tips on how to go through a little bit easier or deal with hot flashes when they come up? Is there any preventative, or not preventative, but any tips you can give that will help women deal with those things those hot flashes when they come up?
There's things called cooling sheets. I believe that they're made out of bamboo, which is very helpful. They also have cooling blankets. So that's I have one of those on my bed. So it's always a good thing to have one of those. Fans are your best friend. I have 2 fans that face me every night. It helps. The white noise helps, believe it or not. The white noise also helps.
Really?
And then the fan, and then the fan keeps me cool because I still get hot flashes. I'm 58, but postmenopausal seems like forever, and I still get them, which really sucks. But it's
what about during the day though? When a woman's at work and they come on, because they don't hot flashes. I know through my wife, they don't pick and choose what time they're going to show up. No. So any tips you can provide that might ease it a little bit or do anything to help when they come on during the day if they're at work? Or
one of my favorite things, honestly, is lavender essential oil. Lavender essential oil has been proven scientifically to help with hot flashes. So when you feel one, because you can feel that burning sensation, it's starting to come up and it's going to radiate out. Grab your essential oil. You can have the bottle with you, open it, inhale the nice aroma. If you don't want to take your bottle with you, put some on a cotton ball, stick the cotton ball in a little baggie. That way, maybe if you can, excuse yourself to the bathroom and inhale the lavender oil. But the main thing so that the hot flash doesn't get worse is you have to remain as calm as possible. Because as soon as it's hitting and your stress kicks in, oh my God, that it makes it a worse hot flash than what it was going to be because your cortisol
intensifies it, right?
Yep. Your cortisol gets involved and then it intensifies, magnifies. And instead of being a scale of 1 to 10, maybe it might have been a 3. Now it's going to be an 8.
Okay. Yeah. Because I know my wife has said she feels it rising up in her body. Oh my fucking God. I can't believe
what's interesting with me is I only get it on my right cheek. A lot of women's
Wow.
whole face turns red. It's barré chic that heats up.
Holy
So one cheek
shit.
is red, and I would have people come up to me when I was driving the bus. Miss Sally, what's going on with your face? I said, hot flash. Don't worry, keep moving. And I could hear the kids going like, hot flash? What is she talking
What's
about? And they would scream from the back of the bus, Miss Sally, what's a hot flash? And thank God my bus aide, Sue, who is in her 70s, she would walk back there and try to explain. And I could hear the kids going, oh my God.
Oh, what is one of the most overlooked aspects of integrative wellness that can drastically improve how women feel in midlife?
Pleasure. And not just sexual pleasure, pleasure in life, pleasure in having some good food, pleasure in having dark chocolate, which is one of my favorite things, dark chocolate, pleasure in taking in a good movie. Okay. So pleasure in wearing maybe something, a silk bra that feels really sensual against your skin. Pleasure is overlooked because when people hear pleasure, they immediately go to sex.
Yeah.
And pleasure is so much more than intimacy. It's a way of life. It's enjoying what's in front of you. It's leaning into it as opposed to saying, no,
Yeah.
I don't want that. Pleasure.
Okay.
That's what I say.
What has your work in this space taught you about your own resilience, womanhood, or humanity?
It has taught me that I am not a collection of my symptoms. I am all of me. And the symptoms are just a part of what happens. I am still a very resilient, vibrant, sensual human being who loves pleasure in every way, shape, or form. And I want to be able to help more women feel like this.
I love that. If menopause was recognized globally as a portal into power, how do you think the role of women in society would change?
Oh, would it change? This is a good question. We would stop sidelining midlife women and women in menopause. We'd see more leading companies, governments, communities having their own businesses, and they would be unapologetic about what they're doing. Okay. They wouldn't be such people pleasers. They would step up and get done what needs done. Because as women, we've done that in our entire life. Whatever needs done, we step up and whatever it is, we get finished. And just because we're midlife doesn't mean you put us out to pasture and close the door. Not only do we have, by the time we hit midlife, a wealth of experience. Absolutely. At wealth of experience, a lot of women go back to school midlife. So we have the education. I start my dissertation next week, by the way. So
Congratulations.
look, thanks. I think the world would run better if they would let more midlife women get involved.
I interviewed a woman a little while back. She is in her 70s, and we were talking about this midlife and how typically with women, when you hit in your 50s, late 50s, 60s, and onwards, you're done. Life's over. And she said to me, we were talking about that, and she said, no fucking way. I'm in my 70s, and life is just beginning. I'm just getting started. There's so much shit I want to do and accomplish in this world. No way is anyone putting me out to pasture. I am just getting started.
I love that. I love that for her, and I love that for every female. Yeah, it's like I have so many plans for myself. I'm 58. I have so many plans. I'm looking forward to this section of life.
This chapter.
I am. This chapter. It is going to be an interesting, noteworthy chapter for sure.
She has a little moniker for each chapter, like her fabulous 40s, I can't remember what she called the 50s, the sexy 60s, but every decade she had a different description.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
In your opinion, through the work you do and the women you talk to, what would the world look like if every menopausal woman felt seen, supported, and celebrated?
Oh, we'd be unstoppable. Honestly, there's nothing we couldn't do. And there is no one who could put a barrier in front of us that we would not break through.
If you had the world's ear for 60 seconds, what message would you deliver about menopause that could change everything?
Menopause isn't the end. Okay. It's a transformation to an unapologetic you. It is a time to go out there and thrive and have fun. You're done taking care of everybody else. It is time to take care of you and to enjoy the hell out of your life.
Beautifully said. I love that. When a woman thrives through menopause, what doors open, not just for her, but for generations to come?
Healing. Again, I don't have any daughters, but my son we've had talks about menopause and everything. So he's fully informed, thank God. But it helps mothers and daughters talk. It helps daughters talk to their siblings, to their kids. It is a very open and flowing experience, and it can heal generations.
Beautiful. What does freedom mean to you on the deepest level, beyond money, status, or recognition?
It means being aligned with who I am and getting out there and not doing what I want as in being an elite doing what I want, but having the freedom to do what I want to do without anticipating the need for somebody else to say it's okay.
How do you define success? What does that word mean to you?
I love women to have an aha moment. And when I can see that quick flip with a woman when I'm talking to her, success to me.
What does the word empowerment mean to you?
I'm a Taurus, so it means a bull in a china shop. But it's owning your choices and being able to make your own choices without having to ask permission or the okay from somebody else.
Wow. Okay, we're going to jump into a little rapid fire section. So the next grouping of questions just be 1, 2, 3 word answer type thing. Okay.
Got it. Okay.
What is your favorite place on earth?
Any ocean, anywhere.
What is your secret or hidden talent?
I can sense people's energy as soon as I hit a room.
If you could teach the world one thing, what would it be?
Not to wait for permission.
I see a theme here.
Yes, you do.
What is your guilty pleasure?
Dark chocolate and cheese popcorn.
Together? Mixed together?
Separate things. I love myself a good Snyder's cheese popcorn, yes.
Okay. Because you get there's a popcorn that my mom gets. It's a mix. It's called Chicago Mix. And it's cheese popcorn with caramel popcorn.
With caramel popcorn. Yeah, that's pretty good. But I've been a cheese popcorn gal ever since we were watching, remember, Dukes of Hazzard back in the
Dukes of Hazzard.
I had my cheese popcorn, yes.
What is one word that sums up your mindset?
Resilient.
One book that changed your life?
Oh, it's the wolf one. The Woman Who Ran with Wolves.
Okay.
Yeah.
One word that defines the woman that you're becoming?
Actually, it's 3. Pretty fucking awesome.
Beautiful. That concludes our rapid fire section. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Okay. I created a bonus question that I did not send you ahead of time.
Oh.
What is one habit, ritual, or practice that has been a game changer in your personal growth?
I changed the way I eat breakfast. It used to be a spoonful of peanut butter. Kid you not. And that would be my breakfast, that spoonful of peanut butter. Yeah. Not best way to go, but yeah, that's what I used to do. Now I have oatmeal with blueberries, collagen. Oh no. Thank you, brain fog. It's just gone.
We are experiencing symptoms right now live as we're recording.
And that is one of my biggest pet peeves about menopause is the brain fog. It is chia seeds, and walnuts.
Okay.
And it has improved my health completely.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
If you were to introduce yourself to me without mentioning your occupation, where you're from, your ethnicity, your religion, where you grew up, your hobbies, all these superficial bullshit day-to-day markers, how would you introduce yourself to me?
I am a creative force who loves to cook, help other people, and animals. I love animals.
Me too. If you could step into my shoes, what question would you have asked yourself that I didn't ask you?
When was the last time, do midlife women go outside their comfort zone more as they age, or do they stay the same?
Okay, go ahead. Answer
you don't answer it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting, now that I've asked myself that question, it's a lot of women stay inside their comfort zone because we have been programmed to be inside this box. And no exception to that. And it takes a lot for me to push myself outside my comfort zone, which is why I have forced myself I'm starting a show on TikTok, and it scares me to no end. And I am thinking about all the excuses I could do not to do it because I got a lot of them. But I keep telling people I'm doing it, so now I have to do it.
Yes, you put it out there.
I have to do it. But I encourage more women to do something to break outside of that comfort zone, that little box that society has put you into. And you're scared to death. If you're scared to death, I think you're supposed to do something.
Embrace the fear.
Embrace the fear. Unless you're jumping off a perfectly good building, something like that. And you got those wings on, like Tom Cruise. Yeah.
If you had the opportunity to sit down and have a 1-hour conversation with one woman, any woman in the world, who would it be and why?
I know Oprah is a cliche because a lot of people say Oprah, but when she started her show, it was my first day, my freshman year of college, and I've grown up with her. And I would love to have a conversation with her about life and how has she found being able to help women change their point of view about themselves? How has she done it? And can she offer me any tips?
Okay. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be?
I immediately thought, don't get married. But I have my son and I love him dearly. So I would still suffer through that for him. Don't wait.
Okay.
It's
Lastly, yeah, go ahead. No, finish up.
No, I was going to say, don't wait. You waiting, you never get to it because it's always another condition you tell yourself to meet before you do something.
Yeah,
and then you never do it.
Yeah, exactly. There's excuse after excuse. It's not the right time, or I'm not ready, or there'll never be a right time, and you will never be fully ready.
Exactly.
Lastly, if you were to deliver your last 30-second speech to the world, your corner of the world, your tribe, your people, what would that last 30 seconds sound like? What words of wisdom would you impart?
I would tell women that menopause, this time of life, is not the end of the world. It's a transformation. It's an evolution. By embracing the changes that you're going through, you come through this stronger, more powerful, more resilient than you ever thought possible. And you're a force to be reckoned with. So don't slow down. Keep moving ahead.
I love it. Thank you so much, Allie. It was an absolute pleasure and honor to have you on the show. Your insights, your wisdom. I have learned a ton today, so thank you for that. Thank you for the insights. I have enjoyed every minute of our conversation. It is such a pleasure and an honor to have you as a guest on the Empowerography podcast, to also have you as a member of the Empowerography community, and to be able to call you a friend. Thank you for making the time to be here with me today.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Once again, my name is Brad Welsh, host of your Empowerography podcast. Today, my guest has been Allie Theiss. She is a menopause care provider, integrative functional nutritionist, integrative wellness coach, dedicated to helping menopausal women reconnect with themselves and their partners. She's also the creator of the Thrive framework. Thank you so much, Allie. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at visuphoria.ca, follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast, and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.